A people cannot be liberated when deep down inside the mind's eye are seen vast visions of Pharaoh's hatred, against whom rebellion we out but try. Let long simmering animosity fly, sparks of resentment built up over the years. Leaders never leave when foreign powers pry upon what's not their business, augmenting fears. Tyranny quashes those who wander, hopes turn to tears. Ozymandias ruled out a lifespan, never questioned despite a shaky start. Amateur interventions oft but can lead on to lucky escapes as the smart, knowing defenders brace themselves at heart to resist futile pursuits of glory. O king, you grew old, remembered thou art, as thy hard granite tells a tall story, yet of subjection all is erased, forgotten surely. High Ozymandias finally fell to out typical of mortals disease. On his deathbed pangs of an aching yell, deeply anxious tension nobody sees. A path further forward used to the ease of following another's whim today, deciding all the populace agrees, finding here the courage to stand and say that no longer shall they kneel to cruelty nor obey. The Book of the Dead, an item once sold to those few wealthy enough to afford the purchase of salvation in days of old, onto Aleutian fields like our Lord, or an idyllic Nile delta secured by priests and gods who recline wherein, escaping the dark underworld abroad, as capricious alike as any sin. Coinage pays off the rich who always win. Far out in those desolate heat-soaked sands, where night's pilgrim rarely does choose to roam, the silent yearning to flee such harsh lands finds solace in naught closer by to home, searching through wastelands for a ransacked tomb, mistakenly thought to hold the secret of all held dear and now desperately alone, looking for the same answers without regret, yet new questions are found, thereabouts met. In distant valleys of sweltering climes, otherwise found in one's very own mind, the inner sanctuary of forgotten times rekindles a flame that centuries did blind, revealed a symbol once left behind, whose meaning was yet left to us to choose. The desert's grainy abyss was lined with statues which hardly ever could lose their constant presence towering high over stark dunes. A life filled with crimes of every sort never goes punished for the proper reason. Scribes, lawyers, bankers are easily bought, the only ones ever accused of treason, who counter these motions in due season. Those principled outsiders have no place in a city-state other than prison. Easily corrupted, our entire race of men are still learning to stand with a sense of grace. Any man can lord it over his fellows if he is willing to go all the way. Avoiding no depravity, wind blows wherever he demands or bankrollers say. Despite the general will kept at bay, the needs of the many they're ignored please. History's onward march to a better day, hijacked by greed's jealousy and foul hate, while keeping closely guarded fortune's ironclad gate. The most perilous time for a revolt is not that before its tough attainment, yet that which follows calls it to a halt, furthering no more its vast achievement, misdirecting opinion overseas sent, twisted deceptive words sowing confusion, giving a chance to those always hell-bent, on usurping a cause in seclusion for its own agenda through media delusion. The Ptolemies once took such advantage of civil strife in land of the pharaohs, petty rulers too short-sighted to gauge the impact of foreign rule. Everyone knows ruin is brought to a people when wealth goes abroad to satisfy decadent cravings. On lavish banquets a king oft blows the multitude's fortunes, belittled savings, a lifetime's labor lost to greed in such fickle things. Ptolemy, that most subtle general of Alexander's army, had the foresight to hide behind a visor's bilateral, partly as pharaoh with divine right, otherwise a Greek king ruling by might, a plain trick to legitimize his hold on an eastern land, provoking to flight all opposition, a new dynasty bold, which despised native peoples into slavery sold. Who now rules over the land of the ancients? Pyramids hold mysteries no less guarded, ruling by proxy with best kept secrets, local insurrection little rewarded, humble basic needs casually discarded by foreign interests, misuse and distortion, their own agenda being extended, the one way to derail revolution, further military rule the compromised solution. Sons of Egypt, now this is your moment to set history flowing, gushing forth. Your lifelong hated, vanquished opponent now lies fallen, his support from the north, broken, withdrawn, no place here on our earth will longer put up with such villainy. What fine example exposing selfish dearth! Osiris, your son's awoken destiny, Isis, your daughters driven to such noble mutiny.